Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to NBR, or as we like to call it around here, Nothing But Rants, the show where I find topics that I'm oddly passionate about and I pontificate upon them. These are not hot takes, but rather takes that I'm hot about. What's up? You like that? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in on a fabulous Tuesday evening. We got a great show for you guys planned tonight. We're starting tonight's show with a little standing on business. It is a term the young people apparently use. For you older folks, it essentially means you have done what you said you were going to do, or that you were fixing to do, or that you were finna do. You guys fixing or finna, guys?
A little bit of both.
I don't usually say either, but if I had to choose one, it'd probably be finna.
But you're about to guy.
Yeah, I would sound like I'm about to.
Either way, always standing on business. And when it comes to being a football coach, right, this is a proxy of being a man of your word. That's basically what it stands for, right? You are a man of your word. And as a football coach, you are not only a leader of the room, but you are the face of the place, right? You are the face of the organization. You are the face of the football team, and you better be a man of your word, right? So when Eli Drinkwitz, as we come to find out, when Eli Drinkwitz today stands, or in the fall, we find out today, stood in front of his defensive room and basically said, hey, we got some business to take care of. Excuse me. We have some business to take care of. We went to Knoxville, Tennessee last year. They scored 38 unanswered against us in the third and fourth quarter. Okay? In the fourth quarter, up multiple scores, 4 scores. They threw a 49-yard bomb with their backup quarterback by the name of Joe Milton on us and scored 66 points. It's time for us to go down here and handle our business. It's time for us to go, or at least host them this year in 2023, and stand on business, take care of business like we need to do. And if you do that, defense, I will go across that field. I will shake that man's hand. I will look him in his face, and I will say, hey, we stood on that business today. And that's what Drink apparently had told his team prior to this matchup with Tennessee. And I think a lot of people, when they heard the clip, they're like, ooh, that's kind of cheesy, right? Kind of cringe, if you will. And I was kind of right there with you. But when you take into full context and you look at particularly that box score of that 2022 matchup with Tennessee, Josh Heupel and the Tennessee Volunteers had zero respect for Eli Drinkwitz and that Missouri Tiger team in 2022. They didn't even embarrass. They set out to embarrass. They didn't even accidentally do it. They purposefully embarrassed that Missouri Tiger team inside Neyland Stadium in 2022, and they indeed had business to take care of in 2023. And when you hold them to 7 points and you do exactly what you asked or your coach asked you to do, you indeed stood on that business. Your coach, like he said today, I had 2 options. I could either look like a fool nationally and go out there and do what I said I was going to do, knowing that I was going to be mic'd up, knowing that everyone was going to hear it, or I could look like a fool to everybody in my locker room. And that wasn't an option. And you know what? I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it because I think you have a variety of jobs as a football coach, a head football coach, one of which is to be a leader of your organization, all that good stuff. But honestly, one of the most important things is to be a daily motivator. A person that can walk into a room or could take a group body of men and motivate them to get the best out of them for that 2 or 3 hour span that you have them that day and start again tomorrow. Being a motivator is a major part of this job. And when I hear these stories, I think, boom, hey, we might have a small indicator of a really good football coach on our hands right here if things like this continue to get stacked up on top of the 10-win seasons, right? Got to continue to see those. But when I hear stories about, hey, this was obviously a motivational tactic and he obviously saw tremendous results, that right there, that's the definition of coaching in my mind.
I'm here for it, absolutely. The only thing that I still disagree with about the whole thing is that he was very unmanly about it.
He was. It was very cringy.
Gave him like a dead fish handshake and like said it while also turning away from him.
Standing on business.
And you could tell that, like, Heupel wanted to continue shaking his hand. He was, like, doing the, like, pull away. That's the only thing that I don't like about it. Like, I'm all here for motivating your players and doing what you told them and respecting that statement that you gave them. But actually stand on what you're saying and do it in a professional manner.
I almost appreciate it more just because, like, seeing it in that context now, you can tell that's something he really did not want to do.
No, he did
True.
not.
He did not want to go up and look Josh Heupel in the eyes and say, we stood on business today. And the fact that he did it says a lot about how much he values the trust of his team and things such as that. But, I mean, yeah, if you're going to do that, you got to go all the way. But I kind of totally get why he didn't do it.
Drinks what, a 46-year-old man?
He's too old to be saying
You're a
shit like that.
46-year-old man. Way too old. I felt too old opening the show with standing on business. But it is what it is. When you tell your team you're going to do something, it don't matter how goofy you look like doing it. You got to go over there and do that. So, when I heard this story today and actually got some context behind what was going on last fall, I began to, slide a little bit more towards a fan of Drink. I still have to see 2 seasons back-to-back. And by God, if he can't do it this year, I don't know when we're going to see multiple 10-win seasons or multiple 9-win seasons back-to-back in Missouri, because he has a lot of returning production, particularly on the offensive side of the football, with guys like Brady Cook and Luther Burden on that offensive side of the football for the Missouri Tigers. But keep stacking it. Keep stacking signs and obvious signs of good coaching, all right? Don't be putting the feet for free out here. All right, because then we lose you. Welcome into tonight's show. We got a loaded one for you. It is spring practice season, gentlemen. Believe it or not, there are multiple, and I mean multiple, national title contending or potentially contending football teams already starting the operation of spring practice as we speak. So we got some intel and got some storylines to talk about today from across the world of college football, whether it be Ohio State's big quarterback battle that's already waging up there in Columbus, whether it be Nebraska. What's going on? Are they going to return a starter from last year that's 5-3, that's a senior, big 6'5", 215-pounder? Or are they going to roll with the 5-star freshman and Dylan Raiola? We're going to talk about that tonight. Why didn't Hugh Freeze make a move? If we're going to speak about all these quarterbacks and all these teams that were in need of a quarterback or in need of a quarterback battle, what's going on in Auburn, and why didn't Hugh Freeze go out and make some additions via the transfer portal? Michigan's quarterback room might get to that, might not. It's looking rather troublesome up there for the defending national champions. They might be sitting around in July holding their hands, hoping a good player hits the portal based off what's looking like out there. Cam Ward has invented a new segment on the show tonight. Excited about that one. And we're going to play a little game of blackjack to close the national hour here tonight. But before we get too far into tonight's show, I want to first ask you guys, if you have found our show recently and you have not already subscribed, please feel free to go ahead and do so. I can't quite see how many subscribers we have right now, but I think we're inching ever so closely to that 22,000 mark. So feel free to knock us over that today by hitting that subscribe button. Make sure, if you're watching now, to go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, and as well continue to fire off in that live chat. That's how we continue to trick that algorithm. Might be a word that comes back later in tonight's show. Algorithm. Trick that algorithm today by participating in the show. I also want to give a quick shout out to our friends over at Prize Picks. If you have not already, please run over to prizepicks.com. Use promo code Brooks. You get a 100% deposit match over there with our friends. What does that mean? You put up to $100, you instantly get matched in your account with another $100 right there today. Bunch of NBA action to be had over there. So be heading over there. Spring baseball picking up. We're probably going to get some inter-squad going on very, very soon. Prize Picks, promo code Brooks. Can't do you wrong over there. Boys, I think we should start with this Ohio State quarterback room because I haven't seen a beat reporting base go absolutely nuts like I saw Ohio State do today. I saw Jeremiah Smith catch a standard comeback. He caught it off his shin, don't get me wrong, but the one clip of one catch, can't wait to see Jeremiah Smith win a Heisman. Boom, fired off. Whoa, hot. Then saw a video of Will Howard doing a practice quarterback sneak in quarterback QC, which for those who don't know, it's a quarterback exchange right there, pre-practice, okay? The quote was with the video, damn, Will Howard is, quote, built different.
Wow.
Ohio State beat going nuts, going absolutely nuts, and they have a quarterback battle well on their hands. I'm going to read off some names here for you. Devin Brown, rocking the old 33. Will Howard, I'm going to shatter this last name. Lincoln Kineholes, Lincoln Kineholz, Julian Sayin, and Aaron Nolan. That, to me, is how the depth chart looked like it stacked out. You know this as well as I do, Kirby. It's pretty easy, and though it's just practice, you go out there, you watch any stretch line, you watch any routes on air, you watch anything, watch the pecking order. That's the depth chart. Hey, Who took the first ball? That's all that really matters. Who took the first ball from the center? Hell, who even took the first rep out in, QC Exchange, or who was with the first center? Pay attention to these things. Looks like Devin Brown is going to start the spring at Ohio State as the starter. Will Howard, his backup. Lincoln Kineholz behind him. Then Julian Sayin, the new freshman transfer from Alabama, in his same class. Aaron Nolan here from the state of Georgia. It was weird to see, guys. Aaron Nolan, at one point in practice, was down throwing with the running backs all by himself, while the other four scholarship quarterbacks were separated, actually throwing to receivers. So there seems to be a clear separation, or at least a 1 through 5 that has been picked through with the freshmen behind Kineholz, but Devin Brown and Will Howard kind of battling out for that 1-2 spot. I don't think you pay Will Howard what we presume to be close to $1 million. If you believe On3's evaluation, he's getting about $900K. I don't believe that you pay a quarterback out of the transfer market almost $1 million to have him sit behind the guy that's already on campus.
Yeah,